Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of my Just a Dude podcast. I really want to thank every one of y'all for joining me, for supporting me, for your likes, for your comments, and for your time. These are gifts that I truly cherish as a content creator because I wouldn't be anything without y'all. So thank you. Thank you so very, very much. Now, a couple things I want to talk about before we get on into the segments of game news, the Digimon of the week, and so on and so forth, is the future of my YouTube channel. Now, a couple things that I have been working on is, one, trying to further the quality of the videos that I have been posting, as well as working on my editing capabilities, and of course, adding variety to my YouTube channel. Now, I have been, of course, adding in my Let's Play for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which I do hope that y'all have been enjoying. And I had posted a new episode, which will be a weekly series that I'll be working on. Pretty much all of my Let's Plays, I'm going to try to work on reducing them to weekly posted series, but still have about 5 days worth of content to post to be able to stay consistent. Because that is one thing I believe is very important for content creators. For any of y'all out there that want to become content creators, consistency is definitely key so that people like scheduling. It's something that is prevalent within society today. Having a routine is somewhat helpful in keeping our mental stability. So, being regular and being consistent will help people be able to find you and consistently watch you. I'm sure that's quite obvious. Either way. Now, things that I have also been working on is my storytelling video, which I actually finished recording and did the majority of the editing for. I do still need to get some sound effects and some visuals for it, but I'm more concentrating on the audio rather than the visual aspect of it, at least for this particular video, since this is my first storytelling video. I am excited for it though, because I do really want to share this story with y'all. It is something that is from my past, an old story that I was told way back when I was a wee little lad. And it is the story of the dragon and the tiger. I do hope that y'all enjoy it, and it will be up on my YouTube starting next week. I will try to have a consistent storytelling video every 2 weeks, just like the podcast is every 2 weeks. Essentially, we'll be rotating podcast and storytelling video. That's at least what the scheduling is going to be like. Now, I also do plan on adding one more Let's Play series on my YouTube, which will more than likely be Zelda Breath of the Wild, in anticipation for the release, which comes out this month, of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So I've actually promised to do a Let's Play of that a long time ago. So this is also me fulfilling a promise that I made way back when. And I'm pretty excited for it because I do love Zelda games. Zelda games have always been part of my gaming history, and I love the lore. I do. So I'm excited for it, and I hope y'all are excited for it because that is also another Let's Play that I am going to be starting. At the moment, my McDermott series is on a little bit of a hiatus just due to some of the issues that have to do with the studio of art, but either way, I'm not abandoning that particular project. I am just, like I said, putting it on hiatus for now. But I will be working on Tim Red's survival guide once more very soon. I just lost all of the footage that I recorded for it for the latest episode, so I have to redo everything. I do apologize. I don't think there's anything else that I have to update y'all on when it comes to my YouTube, because I think that's about it. Yeah, I was going to add in another Let's Play, adding in more variety, adding in my storytelling video. And I mean, if y'all have any suggestions, I would love to hear it in the comments. If there's any topics that y'all want me to talk about or cover on any episode of my Just a Dude podcast, I would also love to hear about it. And of course, if you are part of the Discord, you are more than welcome to leave that in the suggestions channel of the Discord. Now, let's get on into the first segment of this podcast, which is And welcome everybody to Game News! The very first game that we're going to be talking about today is Amnesia: The Bunker, the fourth game within the Amnesia series installment. This game takes place within World War I, where you are a lone soldier with only one bullet left in the chamber. You must traverse this dilapidated bunker to survive and make your escape, while still surviving against the horrors of your own mentality and the darkness and whatever may lie mysteriously waiting for you. Now, the Amnesia series was first released with Amnesia Dark Descent in September 10th of 2010, subsequently releasing two other games with Amnesia: A Pig for Machines in September 10th of 2013, and then Amnesia Rebirth in October 20th of 2020. This particular game will be releasing in May 16th of 2023, and it will be releasing on all platforms: PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Let's check out the trailer for this game now.
We're trapped down here. The rat fucking officers ran and blew the exit behind them. You want to escape. You need to blow it back open. There's dynamite in the arsenal. And a handle to trigger it. Get them, and you can make it out. Shit. That thing, it's coming for me. No! Dear God, help me! No, 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 no!
Well, now that looks like a pretty terrifying game. Now, if you are into the horror franchise, you can definitely pick this up on the PlayStation Network, on Xbox Live or Microsoft, and of course on Steam. And like I said, it will, of course, be available to you on May 16th of 2023. That is Amnesia: The Bunker. And now let's move on to the next game. And the next game that we're going to be talking about is Lord of the Rings: Gollum, brought to you by Daedalic Entertainment. Now, in this game, you will actually journey as Gollum as he searches for his precious. And he traverses through the mountains of Mordor, through the mires of Mirkwood, and you make difficult choices as you wrestle through the mind of both Gollum and Sméagol. This is an absolutely fantastic look at a different aspect of the Lord of the Rings universe. Let's check out the trailer now. Now that looks like a fantastic game, and being a fan of the Lord of the Rings series, I am thoroughly excited to be able to join in on the journey of Gollum as he searches for his precious, which will be available to everybody on May 25th of 2023 on all platforms, including Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So if you are a fan of the Lord of the Rings series and you do want to join in on this journey, please do keep your eyes open. And let's move on to the next game! And the next game that we're going to be talking about is Armored Core 6: The Fires of Rubicon. I am thoroughly excited for this game because I am a big fan of From Software games. And of course, if you don't know, or you probably do know, From Software Incorporated is responsible for games like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, those kind of games. Armored Core, though, is one of their origin games, and is one of those amazing giant robot battle series in a nitty-gritty post-apocalyptic world of militaristic tyrants and warfare. It is one of my favorite game series, which was first released in 1997. And for those of you who do know of the From Software game series such as Dark Souls and the like, you know of a very specific character, one that we all know and love to hate. Patches. Did you know that Patches originated from the Armored Core series, and his name was originally Patches the Good Luck, and he was a devious yellow-bellied coward who would turn his own friends over for the sake of survival in that game as well. Now let's check out the trailer for Armored Core 6, The Fires of Rubicon. Oh yes, I am so very excited. Giant robots, post-apocalyptic, militaristic, ruined world, and just action-packed goodness. If you are a fan of Armored Core, if you're a fan of giant robots, definitely look out for this game, which will be available to everybody on August 25th of 2023, available on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC platforms. Definitely looking forward to this, and I hope you are as well. Now let's go on to the next game, shall we? And the next game and final game that we'll be talking about today is known as After Us. Developed by Piccolo Studios and published by Private Division, this game, you are Gaia, the spirit of the world, and the last animal has died, left in a polluted, destroyed world as mankind is no more. You must traverse this post-apocalyptic world to save the spirits of these lost and forsaken animals in this destroyed world, so that you may help them to return to the Ark of Life. It is an interesting and beautifully haunting platformer. Join me as we check out the trailer for After Us. that looks like an absolutely beautiful game, which will be available to everybody on May 23rd of 2023 for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. I highly recommend checking this game out strictly from the visuals, really, because it is very important for us to understand the impact that we have on this world. And I hope you enjoyed this particular segment of Getting News. Time to move on to the next segment. Welcome to the next segment, which is Digimon of the Week. This week's Digimon is Tyrannomon. I wanted to talk about Tyrannomon because Tyrannomon is actually the first flagship Digimon for the franchise, released alongside the very first V-Pet as the flagship Digimon on the packaging in June 1997 when the V-Pet was first released, which was the beginning of the Digimon franchise, which was actually an offshoot of the Tamagotchi V-Pet, which was the very first successful V-Pet released by Bandai Namco. Before they were Bandai Namco, I believe, actually. Now, the Tyrannomon line is a very interesting Digivolution, as it is an alternate Digivolution for the Agumon line. And Tyrannomon was meant to be the original Digivolution, but was overtaken in popularity by Greymon. And because of that, Tyrannomon sort of fell into obscurity. But it is still one of my personal favorite Digimon, as Tyrannomon was the reason why I actually got into Digimon in the first place. This was the design on the very first V-Pet that I ever purchased, which was, of course, this design. And it was actually this color as well, although this one is the color version and the newest edition of the Digimon V-Pet line, and is actually really, really cool. I do have a video actually showcasing that on my YouTube. But yeah, Tyrannomon is a Digimon that is a rival, essentially, to Greymon. An extremely powerful theropod-like Digimon who does eventually digivolve into a much darker and powerful Metal Tyrannomon. Thank you so much for joining me for this particular segment of Digimon of the Week. Now it's time to move on to our next segment. Welcome to the Journals of D&D Adventurers. Today I bring to you from the Journals of Yoru, the Dragonborn Monk. We seem to keep picking up the oddest people in our party that seem to disappear. But each one of these individuals were some of the most cumbersome, annoying, and, in truth, saddest people I have ever had the displeasure of working with. Thankfully, the rest of the group seems quite competent in what they're trying to do as we continue to journey and complete our job. But it seems to be getting more and more complicated. Where it will go next, I don't know. Hopefully, we won't pick up any other strays along the way. That is all he wrote. Thank you for joining me for another Journals for a D&D Adventurers. Well, we've come to the end of our Just a Dude podcast. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I really do hope that everybody enjoyed this particular episode. I do want to say once again thank you to everybody for your likes, your comments, for your watching, for everything. Your support means the world to me, because it helps me on my journey to making this dream come true, to being a content creator as a career. Thank you, because you will help me get to a point where I can look my daughter in the eye and tell her that if your silly old dad can become a content creator and make his dreams come true, then you have no excuse but to reach for the stars, to be happy, to reach whatever goal and whatever success that you want to have in this life. Because if I can do it, she definitely can. and y'all definitely can too. Don't you dare forget that. This road will be long and hard for whatever success that is what you find, and success does not have one definition, my friends. But you will reach it, as long as you don't give up. There will be hardships, you will fail, but that doesn't mean that you won't succeed. Alright? Thank you all so much, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day. And now it's time to roll credits! Well, that's another video down. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really do appreciate y'all. And of course, if anybody does want to continue to support me and help me in making better quality videos, as well as making my dream of becoming a content creator come true, please do check out the links over here that will show you how you can support me. There's Twitch, there's Patreon, there's these other links on my Linktree, and of course, I appreciate every single one of y'all. Alrighty then, have a great one. The love train, and on through. Choo choo. I love every single freaking one of you.